The Rocking Al Show.
The fear of missing out. The fear of missing out, also known as FOMO, is a pervasive feeling that we are missing out on important events, experiences, or opportunities. It is a form of social anxiety that is driven by the fear of being left behind or excluded. FOMO can lead to feelings of inadequacy, envy, and regret. It can also lead to compulsive behaviors, such as constantly checking social media or feeling the need to be constantly connected. FOMO is a relatively new phenomenon, but it has quickly become one of the most common forms of anxiety. This is due in part to the rise of social media, which has made it easier than ever to compare our lives to others. We are constantly bombarded with images of people who seem to be having more fun, living more exciting lives, and achieving more success than we are. This can lead us to feel like we are falling behind, and that we need to do more to keep up. Another factor that contributes to FOMO is the increasing pace of life. We are constantly being told that we need to be doing more, achieving more, and experiencing more. This can lead us to feel like we are not doing enough, and that we are missing out on important opportunities. FOMO can have a significant impact on our lives. It can lead to feelings of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. It can also lead to compulsive behaviors, such as constantly checking social media or feeling the need to be constantly connected. In some cases, FOMO can even lead to addiction. There are a number of things that we can do to overcome FOMO. One is to limit our exposure to social media. This does not mean that we need to completely avoid social media, but we should be mindful of how much time we spend on it and how it makes us feel. We should also be aware of the fact that social media is not a realistic representation of people's lives. People tend to post the best parts of their lives on social media, which can lead us to believe that everyone else is happier and more successful than we are. Another thing that we can do to overcome FOMO is to focus on our own lives. We should make a list of our own goals and priorities, and focus on achieving them. This will help us to feel more in control of our own lives, and less likely to feel like we are missing out. Finally, we need to learn to accept that we cannot do everything. There will always be things that we miss out on. That is part of life. We need to learn to be okay with that and to focus on the things that we can do rather than the things that we cannot. Overcoming FOMO is not easy, but it is possible. By following these tips, we can learn to manage our fear of missing out and live our lives to the fullest. Thanks for listening.
I hope you found this podcast informative. If you have any comments about this or the other episodes, please comment where available. I'll be looking forward to reading them. You can find this podcast on your favorite apps. This podcast can also be seen on my YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. Until next time, goodbye everybody. The Rocking Al Show.